Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Yes, Jabes. Welcome to Ross Patterson Revolution. That's Jessie Wiseman. I'm Joe Biden's husband.
Joe.
I'm sorry?
Joe?
I'm Joe Biden's husband.
I heard Joe.
I'm Joe Biden's husband, and this is my wife. Did you really hear that last night?
I heard Jill.
Man, for everything that we've been talking about and how crazy I feel about the news and the way everybody's slanting everything, we've been talking about this for weeks now. Last night, we're watching the Democratic convention, as we want to talk about on the show. Mm-hmm. And at the end of Jill Biden's speech through her school, Joe pops up in the end and says,
Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe Biden's husband. And nope.
Gosh, I heard Jill.
Yeah, you heard
just
wrong.
Just really quick, and he says it all the time, and it's just sort of like Joe.
No. Nope. So I immediately go to Twitter, because you and I are like, I played it for you like twice, and you got super angry about it. You're like, no, he's saying Jill.
I heard Jill.
Jill. Wasn't. And immediately, I'm Joe Biden's husband starts trending last night. And I was like, you're the only one, you and ABC News. So ABC News has I found this out. They've got a gaffe department now for Joe Biden. This is true. So they've all come together and said, we want Joe Biden to be the fucking president of the United States. How do we make this happen when he is a gaffe machine? So now they have people on standby just waiting. So last night's tweet from ABC News said, oh, look at the loving, tender moment where he says, I'm Jill Biden's husband. And it was like, no, that definitely did not happen.
And they just kept gassing it out through Twitter to
over
make
and
sure
over
that
and over
it
again.
overshadowed.
Yeah. And because we got some dogs running through set here. Candace, we're in a live show. You treat us like we're animals.
We keep it
we
loose.
Have 1.8 million listeners, and we have this now, Candace? Get it together. One of our friends, Candace Kuntz, is just walked in. Dogs walking through here.
She also brought an attractive gal eating a corn dog, and I am more distracted.
An attractive girl eating a corn dog.
A corn dog? You didn't see that?
With a lot of mustard on it.
Gorgeous.
A lot of mustard on that dog.
Gorgeous.
There.
Oh my
that's your
gosh,
daughter.
you guys.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you prefaced daughter before we went any further.
This is a hot combo, these two.
Hot combo, these two.
Hot combo.
Even though we're at Dan's condo and not in our office yet.
We still get the fun of a hot combo.
Still have a live show here with everybody. Hammer the like button if you're watching on YouTube for Joe Biden's husband. And Jessie, you made me feel crazy last night. I did not like it at all.
You were making me feel crazy.
No. It was clear as day, obviously, right? So now that's been trending all day. Everybody's been taking that clip and passing it around. Donald Trump Jr., who's got an excellent social media account, that video is up to millions of views now. This is the second time he's gone on and said, I'm Joe Biden's husband. And it was one of those things where I was waiting for that moment at the end of that speech of hers for him to pop out and say it. And here's where I think the problem that you had is, and the problem that everybody else has with Joe Biden. You feel bad for what he's going through.
Yeah.
And it's like a parent watching their kid in some form of sporting event where you're like, oh, please don't miss the game-winning free throw or whatever it is. And you're almost willing, Joe Biden, just to say it correctly. It's your wife. She gave a great speech. She's rock star hot for 69 years old. You and I talked about that last night.
Oh, she looks amazing.
Crazy, right? And he gets there and you're like, oh, please just say, this is my wife, Joe Biden. And then he says, I'm Joe Biden's husband.
Joe Biden's husband.
And I was like, God damn it, man. Mm-hmm. He can't even get through one thing. And I feel bad. I'm not even going to make fun of him today. I'm not. He's got dementia. I feel bad because let's face it, I'm going to have dementia. I will hopefully be well off air at that point. We will have sold this show for $1 gajillion, and we can slot in somebody else.
Well, he was hoping the same thing. He was
Yeah.
hoping he was president already. He
Should've
served
been.
his 8 terms,
Yep.
his 2 terms.
Whoa.
8 years, 2 terms, and then he would be done with it already. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? That's
yeah.
what he was hoping as well, but life doesn't really work out that well.
No.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work out that way. So, he's still got the dream.
It's like Kim Jong-un always says, you've got to riv, raff, and rov
Sure.
in this life. And,
Sure.
right now, he's barely riving.
Right.
He's barely arrive.
Right.
And I just hope he gets through the thing. The problem with it is, if you can't get through one sentence with saying who your wife is, how are you going to get on a debate stage for 2 hours and say everything, all your hopes and dreams about America? Like,
Right.
it's going to be a goddamn car crash, and I am going to be in the front seat with no seatbelt on for that thing for 2 hours straight glued. We might have to go live from the new studio. I'm not sure when the first debate is. I think it's next month. We should be all in at that point in Austin, and maybe
Right.
we'll all do a live show. We get some new curved desks coming in. We spent some money on this. Spent a lot of money on the new studio. It should be nice. Should be very Rachel Maddow-esque, I was watching her because I flip around, right? So
Yeah.
after you went to bed, I was kind of getting.
Oh, you were watching her setup.
Correct. So I was looking at her set, right?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to. I'll be honest, her set is amazing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to steal part of it, where it's like that curved desk.
Yeah.
Super nice, and it's like, all right, great.
Sure.
We have the same haircut. I have the same haircut as Rachel Maddow now.
Right. Same features
Very,
too.
yeah, very femish. But I'm a dude, and I'm definitely going to be on top. Type features, and
Well, I'm sorry.
yep,
Because now you guys would be a power lesbian couple.
correct.
You would be the suit, right?
What's that?
So you would be the power suit,
Yeah.
and then she would be the feminine one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm still a little bit more manlier than her.
Right.
But I want her to wear the strap on. So.
Just barely, yeah.
Yeah. But I want her to wear the strap on, obviously. So.
Sure.
That's kind of where we're at with that whole sitch.
Okay.
But with her sets in regards to that, that's kind of what we want, like the desk and all that stuff to look like. And so I was popping on over there, and she's got a no fuss haircut, same as me. Throw a little wax in it, get on with your day.
Sure.
She's in the middle stages of lesbian life right now, right? She hasn't gone full Ellen. Ellen's when you start cutting your hair on your own after having $1 gajillion, right? That's when you start using your own, like the crafts. What's the plastic scissors for kids for crafts, arts and crafts?
Scissors.
Safety scissors. There it is. It's the safety scissors that she's using on her own haircut. So Maddow was kind of, I think, about 10 years early for using safety scissors for her own hair. That's kind of the vibe that you're going for. And that's the vibe that I'm going for as well, Japes.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
What'd you think of Jill's whole shit last night?
If I'm going to compare it to
Yeah.
maybe other ladies that spoke, she was a little bit nervous. It was a little bit stiff, but again, classy, stuck to the points, built up her husband without, bringing anybody else down, which is all you can really ask for, right?
Yeah.
In a first lady. So,
Yeah.
she was good. I liked her segment as far as like how her life has progressed and a lot of things I didn't know about her.
Yeah.
She's a strong ass bitch, so
Yeah,
is
man.
what it is.
And you.
I almost was like, could she maybe run? But yeah.
Let's face it. Because you and I were chatting about this last night. Like, I think cognitive ability wise, if he would have ran in 2016, I think he would have been fine.
Yeah.
And gotten through the debates and all of this shit. And he probably would have won. Hillary was so fucking unlikable that it was just like, man, I just can't bring myself to vote for her.
Right.
The problem he's going to face, after last night again, is just the boredom factor of it. Like, it's all goddamn boring.
Yeah.
On Drinkin Bros this afternoon, which we're going to go live here probably around the 2:33-ish range, we'll get into the rest of it with like AOC and that whole crew that was up last night. But,
Right.
I just think it's very boring. And I don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
I don't. I feel bad, though. I feel bad. Last night, there was another weird primary, though, in Florida about somebody who is definitely not boring, and I was shocked to see win. That is Laura Loomer. If you don't know who Laura Loomer is, Google her. You will not be able to find any social media on Laura Loomer whatsoever because she is the most banned woman on the planet. That is her moniker. That is her new Howard Sternish type title. And she's not on anywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. She's been banned from everything. She won her primary last night in a landslide in Trump's district in Florida. She is heavy into QAnon. I know we talked about this a few days ago. I think, look, she's getting millions of dollars for her campaign from where, I don't know, unless she's going out on a fucking soapbox in the middle of the streets with a bullhorn. I can't find her anywhere, but other people are. And in an age of COVID and everything that else that's going on in the world right now, if people are going out to the polls to vote for her, they're definitely going to go out for Trump. I can promise you that. Like, that is the first thing I thought when I saw that. Like, holy shit. Second thought was that I told you last night was, will Alex Jones eventually run?
I don't think so.
He could.
He could. I think there's too many skeletons in that closet, right?
Her closet is packed.
With DUIs and all that shit.
Laura Loomer's is like, she's just straight up conspiracy theorist. Like, same thing. She's like a female Alex Jones.
Well, I hope not, but maybe.
It would be great if he was the mayor of Austin. Dead serious at this point. So we just moved here. They set the rules in place for December 15th now. So we have to wear the mask and all that other bullshit. These businesses are going to crater because that's you're looking at another 4 months of this shit. In downtown. We live on the outskirts, so it doesn't really matter. Like, the gyms and all that shit are open and blah, blah, blah. But he's killing all the businesses here. So much so, in fact, with the defund the police thing, that was their city council as well. Greg Abbott, who is the governor of Texas, got on last night and said, hey, man, if you defund the police, what we're going to start doing is whatever city you're the mayor of, we're going to start keeping those property taxes, bud.
Right.
And they control the budget so they can do shit like that. Now, all I'm saying is I'd love to see Alex Jones as the mayor of Austin.
Right.
I think it would be hilarious and awesome. And if this is where we are in today's world, let's face it, we have a reality star president, Donald Trump, which is great and hilarious every single day. Laura Loomer is probably going to win this primary, and probably she'll end up in Congress. She'll be in Congress. She'll be in that new class. Because if we're going with the crazy AOCs and all this other shit, why not shepherd in the new herd here? Get Alex Jones in there. Can't get any worse. If you're going to defund the police and everything else, let's get Alex Jones in there, Let's get him in. Him and Crowder were walking through the streets the other day. I didn't know that was Steven Crowder who was here as well. Does he live here? Or was he just visiting?
He lives in...
He's in Dallas. Okay. Is he part of the Blaze? Because all those guys are up there at the Blaze.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But either way, I didn't know it was him and Alex Jones that were walking through holding hobo piss. Did you see that? Mm-mm. Yeah.
For what?
They were just pointing out the homelessness like around the river and things like that, and questioning. There's a group of people who are trying to block entrances into things, including the police, because they're trying to protect the homeless. Okay. So it's like a group of liberals, kind of hippie-ish kids. They're all wearing like lifeguard T-shirts. Okay. And so they went down there and they were like, here's what you're protecting or whatever. Super entertaining and hilarious. But if that's where we are in politics, let's go full bone. Let's absolutely go full bone into it, Because I think we should just blow up the system at this point. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, let's go all in. Let's really blow it up.
Isn't that what this whole Trump presidency is about? And how has it worked?
It is. But I think
how does that work?
I think his policies. I think it has. Look at the economy. Look. Besides, if COVID didn't happen, right? Economy was pretty goddamn good. The highest it's ever been. Lowest unemployment rate in the history of our country. It's pretty phenomenal. And for me personally, all I give a shit about is that people are working, right? The things that I care about are obviously being fiscally responsible. making sure all my friends are working, and then having some form of fucking immigration control, whatever that's going to be, via a wall or something else, to be passed. But other than that, I think a president can only get about 3 things done total, and that's kind of it in their political career. So, to me, minus the COVID shit, I was pretty goddamn happy. The things I weren't happy about were him on Twitter and things like that. But everything else, it was going pretty well before the Chinese virus came around and nuked everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The economy was rolling. I thought, me personally, I don't know about you, I thought it was going to be a landslide this fall. And then COVID hit.
Right.
Did you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
But now, I don't know, right?
Right. So did it work?
Did what work?
Whatever anyone's trying to do to get out this person that they don't like.
It would have if COVID wouldn't have happened. And I think because of this pandemic, which we've never seen before, I don't think anybody can do anything about that. Republicans or Democrats. I don't. Now, I think it got super political because there is an election and people are choosing sides on why you're going to wear masks and where you can go and shutting down cities and economies and all that shit. And I think it got political because of how well Trump was doing. But let's face it, we're up against something that our country has never seen. I don't know who could have done that. Now, economically, again, going back to all the things that I vote for in a president, he did it. So I can't, there's nothing I can really bitch about.
Right.
But the COVID thing, I never saw that coming in a million years. Did you?
I didn't, but I knew something was going to happen. I knew they were going to do whatever they could because we don't like to see assholes win. It's just something that's like in us, right? Like as a nation, like we don't want to see dickheads and assholes win. And I knew something was going to happen.
But
they were going to
virus? Are you saying there is some form of conspiracy on the Democratic side?
I don't do that. I don't do the conspiracy. But I knew they were going to do something. I just wasn't sure what it was going to be.
So you're saying they did the virus?
Look, I don't know what happened. It just seems real weird.
Is this where you're going now?
I don't know.
I'm happy to entertain it. You know,
I know
me.
You are.
I'd love to entertain that.
Look, that's all. That's all. Even when he does something good and his ideas are good, people hate him so much that they don't let it just be, right? So in that case, I don't feel that he is effective. And it's not that any of his policies are that bad, or it's not that things that he's doing are not good. It's the delivery pissed people off enough
that
they did something about it.
That the Democrats released a virus that has killed people.
I don't know about the Democrats.
That's what you're saying, Jessie.
I don't think it's the Democrats, right?
You heard it from Joe Biden's husband, kids.
I think
the Democrats released the virus.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the Democrats did. I think somebody did.
Who? China?
I don't know. I don't know a lot. I'm not that smart, but I just know somebody did.
Jessie, you're being real weird right now.
Look, I don't know what happened.
I'll fucking give it a go. I don't give a shit. I think China made the goddamn virus. I think they made it in a lab and released it. Yes, they hate Trump.
Cool.
In particular because of the trade policy.
Cool.
He went after them for their trade and said, hey man, we're tired of fucking China taking advantage of us. They probably went into a lab and created this shit. And here's what I don't know. I don't know if they did it for their own people, because let's face it, over in China, the people they don't want in their economy whatsoever are old people, any people with health problems, everything. Wipe them out because they can't work. If you're 2 years old and you can put some shoelaces through a goddamn set of Nikes, congratulations. You're going to be in a sweat factory doing your job for 6 cents an hour. That's what they do in China. Lace them up. They're making LeBrons right now. There is 3-year-olds. Our kid turned 2 yesterday. He had a birthday cake and it was awesome, but I was very careful to watch how his hands were with that cake. Mm-hmm. If he was over in China right now, he'd be lacing up LeBrons, the new LeBrons,
right?
2021s right now,
right?
2 years old,
sure.
Lacing him up, taking that tricycle to work. He's real fast on that thing, like a little Fred Rubble.
He really is. No pedals.
Is it Barney?
Barney.
Rubble? All right. There's
Joe Biden's husband.
Joe
Do you know
Biden's
what I
husband.
mean?
I'm telling you, I will have dementia as well. That's why I can't make fun of Joe Biden. I'll have it. I will definitely get it.
Right.
There's-
Early
there's
stages
too
right
much.
now, you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
There's too much on the old hard drive up here.
Sure.
I need that nuked out. I even had a conversation with a buddy last night. I was talking to Dakota.
Right.
Dakota Meyer about it. Because he was on Rogan talking about that shot that he got.
The reset button.
Yes. And he's Stellan Gangling? Ganglion, yeah. Yeah. Whatever it is. That's way too many consonants for me to pronounce. I can hear you talking.
What did he say? SCG or something?
What's
right?
that? Yeah.
He made it easier for you to say, but anyway.
Yeah. So when he said it, he said, look, man, because I was asking him about it, I was like, what is it really? And he's like, it is like a reset on life.
Right.
Which, let's face it, Daddy could use a reset on life right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Too much going on in the old dome.
Yeah.
Especially on a move like this. When everybody moves, you go through hell, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to set up everything. For whatever reason, here in Austin, we've not been able to find one competent worker to do anything.
Right.
Therefore, you just keep having these endless conversations with people. And then your head fills up with stupid shit that you're just like, oh, man, can I clear that off of there?
Right.
What was that Bradley Cooper movie where he just took that pill and became superhuman?
Limitless?
Yes, I want that. I
Yeah.
want that. And I need to clear out the hard drive here.
Sure.
Because there's too much going on in the old dome. You're going through it as well,
Yes.
too. And we'll talk about that in a second because we've been going a little later than nooners, obviously, on this show. It is not because we're lazy or have been raging. It's because you've been having to deal with this school bullshit every day.
Right.
Your hard drive, I feel like, is full as well.
Right.
And we're trying
and
not to
my
take things out on each other.
My hard drive is a couple terabytes less than yours, too. Do you know what I mean? And most men in the room. But it is, so it fills up quickly, right? But definitely, my hard drive is at capacity.
So we got a bunch of messages sent into the show after you were talking about the difficulty of what it's like trying to homeschool a child. So right now, everybody's going through it. In particular this week, I feel like the entire nation kind of started back with it. What are the problems you're going through personally? Because a lot of people have written in and asking about, hey man, I'm having problems with these apps. Because you're all on Zoom, correct?
Yes, it's on Zoom, but you're on different applications. Within those applications, there's about 20 different sign-ins, logins for each application that you have to use for each subject.
Is it capital letter, must be eight letters long, exclamation mark, some form of star symbol, and then a number? Is that?
Yeah, kind of. But they give you like a QR code, and then your camera doesn't work, and they haven't set it up. And so for like all weekend, I was trying to log into all these apps so that whoever was helping my child could just go to the app that they needed to go to, make it easy, blah, 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 whatever. I found out after I tried to log into all these apps with failing at that, that it wasn't set up properly. So after I tried to get in all these things, emailed all the people I need to email, ask all the questions I need to ask, once we get to this day of school, second, third day of school, then we find out that actually, oh, sorry, those apps aren't working and we don't have you guys set up. So everything that you tried to do all weekend and cried and got frustrated and couldn't get into it and thought it was you, it's exciting and good and okay and fine for them. And my frustration and my stress is being taken out on them. And I believe that if you fail at raising your kids, any other success that you have means nothing, right? So like if I'm doing well on this show, but my kids are home being raised, horribly, then this means nothing, right? The company, any success that I have in life, if my kids, if I fuck up on raising them, nothing else is worth shit. I think that we should feel that way sort of as a nation, right? Like, if we're failing our kids, any other success that we have, economically, saving lives, your grandma stays alive, whatever, that means fucking nothing. I think it should be the most important thing. So the scene today is I'm yelling at my kid because he didn't know what the assignment was because he wasn't paying attention on the Zoom because there was 20 other boxes of all these kids making faces into the camera. His brother's running around. The TV's fucking on. There's all kinds of distractions. He's looking out into his driveway, and I'm yelling at him like, this is school. This is important. You have to, you have to pay attention. You have to take this serious. And we're in my kitchen with all of these things happening. And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's a very important developmental stage for a child, like these years, 1 to 5, and then 5 to, 6th grade or whatever it may be. Like, it's very important. Like, everything that you take on for the rest of your life happens right now. And it's just, I'm just failing as a parent. Therefore, and I think everyone is. You're just failing. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't work harder to make it better for them. You can't, even if I'm home, it's still fucking shitty, right? Like, there is nothing that I can do about it. Our hands are tied, and everyone is not doing a good job from top to bottom.
But do you feel like you're genuinely failing as a parent, or it's because of the situation you're thrown into that it's like, hey man,
I think we're all failing.
I'm awful at technology, right? Awful at it. I like the very basic shit in life. Therefore, what you're going through with the fucking Zoom and all this other shit, like, I could barely hop on a fucking Zoom conference call yesterday. And I got this weird message from Zoom that just said, no lie, UH-OH. And that was it. And was like, oh, well, that's a fucking sweet screen. But I'm trying to get onto a conference call. I'm not trying to hop into a class with 20 kids and a teacher.
The technology is not the issue for me.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
It's not the issue for me. Everything else is the issue.
The concentration of it?
Concentration, and I believe that probably everyone else is taking their frustration out on their kids in the same way that I am. If you're not, good for you. You're amazing. But it's hard. I hold my kids at a pretty high standard as far as their behavior goes. Their social intelligence, to me, is way more important than their academic intelligence. Like, for them to be able to look people in the eye and say hello and say their name and not be on an iPad walking through the world, and please and thank you and respect for elders and people that are trying to teach you, like, that's very, very important to me. And so I'm sitting there yelling at my kid when it's like, it's all stacked against him, right?
Yeah.
Again, he's got all these boxes in front of him of all these kids. His teacher is tiny in the corner trying to, like, make sure she doesn't know technology. So she's trying to make sure everybody's good. He's distracted by everything. All these little dumb dinglings are making faces in the fucking thing, unmuting themselves, yelling. Like, it's insane. But does it matter? I don't know. Am I putting too much importance on it? I'm not sure. But I'm getting mad at him because he's not doing the things that I know he can do in a traditional school setting. So I'm just failing. I'm failing, and I think we all are failing.
Yes.
And we're not putting enough importance. We're putting more importance on this other fucking bullshit. And I know that politicians and whatever don't fucking care about us. Not for 1 second.
Right.
Not any of them. Not Democrats, not Trump. No one. No one cares about us, right?
Right.
So, I don't know what the answer is, and maybe it doesn't matter, and maybe just all of our kids are going to be like, oh, remember that one time that this happened? But
I don't know, because we're starting to get into a full year now of this, right?
Right.
This started back in February for us.
Yeah.
And, I think the kids are supposed to go back September 8th to schools to sit in a classroom. But if they extend this through the end of the year, that'll be a full year in front of Zoom or these schools, these teachers and all this other shit. You're not learning dick.
No.
You're not at all.
Again,
and you might can't focus.
You might be learning shit, but you're not learning the things that are most important in these years, right? So my child is in 1st grade. He can read, he can write. What he's learning right now is how to interact with people, how to listen to a fucking elder, how to be not distracted, how to stay focused, how to learn. You learn how to learn. It's not exactly what you're learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the most important thing is not happening right now, and he's digressing. Whereas before, I, again, put a lot of importance on those things, especially at this age. Like, Are you really learning shit in first grade? I don't know.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, yes and no, right? We're going through some kindergarten shit right now, that's for sure, as far as what he's learning. So I'm not super worried about that.
But as a teacher, you can't do a proper and normal learning plan on Zoom. You just can't.
Right.
Because, I mean, right now, first grade going back, I believe it was like letters, numbers, cursive, things like that. Like that's kind of where you were starting to learn that. And you might be at home saying, dude, what the fuck do you need cursive for? Everybody's going to be on keyboards for the rest of their life. There will be a point where you need to write down something in this world with a pen and paper. So those little skills are still important to learn. However, if you're at home on Zoom, it's not like the teacher can look down and be like, all right, great, we're going to do the letter L in cursive right now.
Right.
Can't do shit. Therefore, you've got to dumb down these learning plans, or whatever, lessons.
Lesson plans,
Lesson plans, whatever you call it. You got to dumb those down and try to fit it in for a Zoom class where kids are all in outer space. And rightfully so. Like, dude, an Amazon guy shows up 30 times at our house a day, right? So him peeking down the driveway because you got a bed frame coming from Amazon and seeing the hatred in the Amazon guy's eyes every day, not helpful.
Right.
It's not helpful.
And look, I'm not going through anything that anyone else isn't going through. So
no, but it's important to talk about.
It's not unique to me, but it is. It was hard today. It's going to be hard tomorrow. And I also got the message from the teacher that was like, we're really hoping to get back in school by September. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
I have the date on my calendar. Is that not happening?
Yeah.
Nope.
Unless you take the word hope out of that situation and just say, we'll see you then.
No, because they're treating us all like little children that can't handle the fucking truth. So they do these little milestones, right? Like they knew full well we'd be exactly where we are right now.
Yeah.
In this time. But they knew our little tiny fucking brains couldn't handle that, and the chaos would have been insane. Same with the aliens. So they don't tell us, right? They say, oh, just 30 days.
Yep.
When 30 days is up, oh, we reassessed and it's just not good. So now you're another 30 days. Oh, we reassessed. So even with this school, we're going back in September 18th. Yep. And now they're just setting the little kernels into my tiny little fucking child brain that can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
That actually we're probably not going to do that, but just want to prepare you. And they groom us, and they're grooming us for this going on for another full year. If you're all fucking honest with yourselves, like this is going to be exactly the way it is for another year. And if you think any differently, then they've got you trained.
I told you if this goes on for a year, we're pulling him out and giving him a fucking gap year. Let him go into the wild style, Chris Chambliss, Let him go up to fucking Alaska and find that bus. See what happens. He's 6. I think he'll be fine, I'll call Eddie Vedder. We'll get him to score the whole goddamn thing.
Oh, what a great soundtrack, huh? Oh my God.
It's a big, big Patterson. Beating on the big people.
I don't remember that song from it.
It's the lead song.
I'll take your word for it.
It's called Hard Sun, Jessie. And I sang it pitch perfect.
Sorry, one more.
God damn it.
Just one more bar of that?
And ask him if he can do better right now.
Can I just get one more bar of that? But look, anyway.
A big hard sun?
Yeah. I just wasn't hearing like exactly what I remembered, but do you want to go
It's a big hard sun.
There you
beating
go.
on the big people.
I'm right there.
In a cool whatever that is, right?
Right.
I can never understand a fucking word he says. Throw on Yellow Lead better. I can only understand one thing in that.
Sure.
And that is front porch. I don't know the rest of any of the words in that song.
Joe Biden's husband.
No, I'm Joe Biden's husband. Head on up for the rising. At least Springsteen, I can understand and make out the words. Eddie Vedder, never been able to. But I'm going to be honest, still listen to fucking 10 all the time. That album is hit after hit. Pearl Jam 10. Is that the one with the sheep head on it? Smashed into the gate?
Gosh.
Come on, Jabes.
Who are you asking?
We've got to get into that. We got to get back in the studio so we can get some pictures up here.
Yeah. I know, because I just
feel
cannot.
Awkward. I'm in a big man on a tiny chair. I don't have any pictures or words or fancy things in front of me.
Anyways,
Bill Schofield just gave you $8 for a drink. He said, grab a bottle of red on the way home.
Oh
hey,
my
Bill,
gosh.
$8 is going to get her a bottle of Barefoot. Yeah. So
you know what?
Versus is the name of the album.
I could get it. I can get some 19 crimes out here. It's the best thing about moving out here. We get some good wine for good prices.
It's true.
So
it's true. Thank you, Bill Schofield.
You, Bill. You know what? I'm sorry. And I'm not going to bitch about it anymore. I'm just sort of getting it out there.
Yeah.
And it makes me realize as well that I did not take seriously these cries from, people in impoverished areas being like, hey, you're fucking failing our kids. Like,
yeah.
I never really understood that, and I do now, and I get it.
It sucks. I
get it. It should be more important than all of this shit.
Yeah, it should. Chris Dupe, he just threw in $5. Said, I love this podcast, and if you're watching at home, hammer the like button so we can beat the algorithm. I'll be Laura Loomer pretty soon here if we keep talking. James just said that the Democrats created.
I didn't say the Democrats.
They did, and it's fine.
No, I didn't.
I'll back it. I have no idea.
I said someone that was able to do something, like when you see some fucking asshole like winning.
Yeah.
Somebody did something.
I guess.
Someone took it into their own hands.
I guess. I don't know. You're not going to stop China. We talked about, Cuomo on the Cuomo Sexual saying it was the European virus.
Right.
Night one, come on, dude. And then I'm watching the Lakers game last night. There's that fucking Wish logo all over the floor, splashed all over LeBron's jersey. Luckily, that motherfucker lost last night.
Have you girls ordered anything from Wish before?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Ridiculous. The quality.
Dan is off camera and says it has.
The quality is insane, right? Like, it is so not what you get. Like, the
Shitty,
picture
right?
looks amazing.
Yeah, it's shitty.
You get this thing, and it's like made of tissue.
Yeah.
This like silk shirt looked so nice, and then it was like,
oh.
But anyways, what can you do about it?
That's where I order
mom is
all of
someone.
my porcelain clowns from there.
My mom is someone that gets. You ordered what? Spy cameras?
Oh, Dan's off camera saying he ordered some spy cameras.
You're lying.
Look, if you're gonna do it, if you're spying, you got to get it from China, homeboy. I understand that.
I ordered several pinhole cameras.
I understand that. I want to talk about this Charlotte Kirk chick. This is a crazy, crazy story. So the head of Universal, Ron Meyer, who's been there forever. If the name sounds familiar, her daughter was married to Tobey Maguire, Jennifer Meyer.
Okay.
They had the fucking baby together, and that was the whole thing. And when they got in that Spider-Man dispute, she was the one who stepped in and kind of made everything right, blah, 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 blah. Right. He had to step down because he was having an affair with this actress named Charlotte Kirk. And as soon as it popped up, I was like, wait a minute. This can't be the same person, can it? This is the second studio head she personally has brought down. Now, there's only 6-7 studios in town now. How good is that pussy? Where you're bringing down 2 heads of studios? I mean, it is fucking insane to me. Like, I can't believe it. I know who this is. She's one of these girls. This went around in Hollywood for about 10 or 15 years, where these girls would come out here with like rich parents and shit like that, and they would try to buy themselves into movies. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. And you would see these weird people pop up in there, and you're like, man, that's a terrible actor, like that I've never seen or heard before. You could buy your way into shit. Dan Bilzerian tried to do it in Marcus Luttrell's movie, The Lone Survivor. Dan Bilzerian paid $5 million to have, I believe it was 8 minutes of screen time in there. They cut it down to about 20 seconds because he was so awful in the movie. Well, and here's the thing. Here was the hope and dream behind this. The studio thought, well, fuck you. What are you going to do? Go out and say that you paid to be in a movie? Right. Dan Bilzerian did. Ended up suing the company that did Lone Survivor. There was a settlement there. I don't know what it was, but he outed himself, and then after that, he obviously couldn't do anything, so he had to become Dan Bilzerian. For real, because at that point, his dream of being an actor was done. Right. That he paid him.
His dream of being taken seriously
was done at that point. Correct. Now, this girl was kind of silent behind the scenes, where it was just like, huh, all right. It wasn't real flashy, didn't have a flashy thing. She was just trying to buy her way in. But she had an affair with Ron Meyer he got nuked, so he is no longer the head of Universal. And it was about 2 years ago that she did it with the Kevin Tujihara, who owned, he was the head of Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. The two most powerful studios heads in the entire town were brought down by this girl's vagina. I just want to know what it's like.
Right.
And I just want to hear that interview. I'd like to get the two of them on a podcast and say, hey, guys, you're two of the richest people on the face of the planet. First of all, why aren't you just buying prostitutes?
Right.
I never understand that. Why aren't you just buying prosties at that point, right?
Sure.
Because they're old as shit. There's kind of nowhere to go at that point where you're just like, all right, yes, you are rich enough to buy a younger wife, and that's fine. But at that point, at this age, why go through a divorce and all this other shit? Like, just buy prostitutes. I don't understand it. Her pussy must be so good that it is mind-altering because it has brought down two of the most powerful men in Hollywood.
But do you think that, first of all, they're self-aware enough to understand that? Like, do you think people are self-aware enough to go, I'm old as shit? No. They think that this person
I don't get it.
Actually likes that.
I know. It's
and
so
thinks
crazy
they're
to
cool.
me.
And in their mind, they're actually like, I'm just like so hippin' with it. You know what I mean? They don't think for 1 second, I'm old as shit, I better just get prostitutes. No.
So the reason why I brought this up, I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. Older friend of mine. And he wants to get married and eventually have kids. I said his lifestyle does not support that decision right now. You're definitely going to have to change. And currently,
do I know who this is?
Yes, you know him very well. But we can talk about it off air. I'm not going to out him on air. He's not famous, so it
I'm
really
just
doesn't matter
asking.
anyways. Yes, you do.
I just need to be invested in the story.
He lives in Los Angeles. And he had asked me, he goes, hey, man.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, what do you think? Like, he goes, do you think I look older? He goes, be honest with me. Like, because I think I look younger in the mirror or whatever. And I was like, you're definitely aging. And I go, we all are, right? With him in particular, he's very gray, right? So he's a guy that gets a 5 o'clock shadow at noon.
Sure.
So that pops up real quick, right? And his beard-ish is all gray. So he can't get through a full day unless he's going to shave 3 times a day without having some form of gray on his face. Sure. We all know people like that, right?
Yeah,
Who have to shave every fucking hour. I'm not one of those people, luckily. Kind of born without hair, no arm hair, chest hair, leg hair, all that stuff.
Sure.
Hashtag blessed, right?
Yeah.
He's not. Mm-hmm. So he can't make it through a full day without some form of gray on his face. Mm-hmm. And he goes, what do I do? He was dating this younger girl. I think she's about 28, 29 years old. And I go, look, man, you can't hang on to this forever. So the situation that you're in, if you want that life to happen for you, stop pulling out at this point. She's got some money and all this other shit, because I was like, as cool as we think we are in our own minds right now, I was like, that's not the reality. Like, you're not going to hit the club tonight and some girl's going to look at you and be like, man, you know what I really want is a guy in his late 40s.
Right. Not at that age.
No.
You need to bump it up to more my age, because I'm looking for a big, fat, old dude.
There you go.
And I'm that demographic. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
don't be going to the club. 28 is not where it's at.
Somewhere it's at.
Get you a 38-year-old that is ready for a big fat daddy.
Problem is, guys in their late 40s don't want to do that shit, right? And they still think they have it to a certain degree. So with him, I finally, it was the most honest conversation that I had with him when he asked me that, and I go, no, man. And I was like, if you want to test this theory, I love you. I tell my friends, family, all that all the time. I love them. Every conversation, I said, look, man, I love you. I just want you to know this is coming from the heart. Go to a fucking club.
Nothing good is going to come after I love you, man.
Go to the club tonight.
With all due respect, you're
same
a
thing.
fucking idiot, old
Go to the
ass
club
bitch.
tonight. Go up to the hottest girl in that age range that you're looking for. Don't tell her what you do. Don't buy her any drinks. See how that convo goes, and then see if you guys end up together. You're able to take it on home like you used to be able to in the clubs, and I think you'll have your answer. And his response was, well, there's no clubs open or bars or anything else or whatever. And I was like, that's true. And I go, when do you think it's going to be open in Los Angeles? He goes, I don't know. Maybe another 6 months. And I go, great. So take your age now
Right.
Tack on another 6 months. You think you're gonna become less gray at that point? No. So the girl you're with right now is able to put up with all this other bullshit, and her parents have money. You should definitely stop pulling out right now.
Right. I just want
That
to
is
piss
your
off.
only option. Because he's not rich, and I want to point that out. If you were rich, like these guys, sure. They think the wallet is going to supersede everything of like, oh man, they'll totally think I'm good looking. The girl doesn't care, right?
No.
You can attest to that. Like
Right.
a lot of your friends who are whoring out with these older rich dudes, like, let's face it, they probably come back at the end of the night and they're just like, ugh, I just sucked this old man's dick to get a fucking, round trip to Sandals.
Right.
Sandals all-inclusive resorts.
To go yachting.
Yeah.
I just want to piss off all the girls really quick.
Go ahead.
Ruben, 38. Yuck. The good years have already left women at that age. On the cusp of leathery poon era. Ruben.
What he said.
Ruben, and you are a nooner, my friend.
Is that
you are in the fold, my friend. How dare you?
Ruben Schneider said that?
Yeah. Is this really Ruben, or did somebody fucking hack him? Are you kidding me?
Reread that.
Just for the
aloud.
ladies in the group. Girls, let's
Oh.
pipe up, please. So 38, yuck. The good years have already left women at that age. On the cusp of leathery poon era. And that last part it's interesting. The leathery poon era, right? Gosh.
Oh.
It's an era. It's like the
I was
Renaissance,
expecting
right?
to hear someone talk like that.
No, and especially not Ruben, my goodness.
So
Ruben's usually such a sweetie.
to that
He's
point,
been hacked.
to Ruben
He's been
Schneider's
hacked.
point right now. This is every dude behind the scenes that you're not hearing, and they will never openly talk about it.
Sure.
Except for Ruben Schneider, who
And
just outed
he's-
it out.
wow.
This is the exact problem
Wow.
I was literally talking about. This is in every dude's mindset. So
Oh
they're
yeah,
like, all right.
Craig for Ruben. Stellar comment. Winning the day. Winning the day. Thank you, Craig. I'm no longer going to your wedding. Remember? They're with the wrong women.
Leather
Right?
poon.
I'm
We
I am looking at a 45-year-old woman
Sure,
who
right
is
now.
hot.
Off camera.
Hot.
Yep.
And I'm guessing leathery poon is
Yeah.
not something that is happening yet.
don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
the era, if you will, of the leathery poon. My Lord.
One day we're gonna have Giorgio on the show, one of our producers.
He likes
so-
the leathery poon, huh?
He does. He loves leathery poon.
Now, what age
I
is
had
that?
I had a full discussion with you the other day about how you love banging old women. And I'm not talking like, oh, hey, I'm not talking about old like, oh, hey, 38, 42, 45, nothing like that.
You're saying-
You fucked a 63-year-old, right? Shit a boat. Shit a boat. There you go. Shit a boat.
Giorgio.
Shit a boat.
You
Yeah.
are, dude. You are, and I
Is it
like
what's your Instagram handle?
I like that it goes
Is
both
it just
ways.
Giorgio? Is it just .Giorgio?
Yeah.
Go find that. Look, if there's anybody in their 60s who is watching right now, you want a young man who is down for a great time,
Yeah.
hit up Giorgio.
Yeah, you need a boat though.
Send him a picture of your leathery poon. Just DM it. And he'll hit you back. But Giorgio's the only dude I know who's like, man, I'm looking to upsell this whole thing. Like,
He's smart,
Let's
man.
go higher.
He's smart.
He wants to
You want somebody
go
that's
Golden
like
Girls.
sexually confident, knows what they want. They're not going to worry about how their butt looks in your face. They're
Yeah,
going to stick it
goddamn right.
in there.
He wants a Jessica Tandy from Driving Miss Daisy. He wants to drive that car, dude. Oh, we heading down to the Piggly Wiggly now, Giorgio. Goddamn right we are. You want a
I'm
Tandy?
a huge Tandy fan myself.
Jesse's
but yeah,
a Tandy fan.
I have
R.I.P.,
been for years.
Jessica Tandy. Don't know what year she died, but she's definitely dead. Yeah, she died in. Dan is off camera saying she died in 9/11. R.I.P. I didn't know she was in the building that day. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
Oh, she was in the plane.
Yeah, just doing some stuff. Here's the thing. We get to just rapping. We got some sponsors who pay for this whole fucking
Sure.
show. Surprisingly. I'm sure they're going to love this one today.
Yeah, and I'm sure Ghostbed would love a leathery poon
And if you're out there and you got a leathery poon
segue right into
that
their
needs
sponsor.
to lay down in a nice mattress, go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. 30% off everything in the entire store. If you're a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, or in the government, that's GUBMENT, the government. If you're in the government, you get 30% off. You get 25% off if you're a regular dumb civilian like myself. And if you get a mattress right now, you get 2 free pillows. And I can promise you the pillows are just as great as the goddamn mattress. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today, where, as always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, that is applicable with all of the deals that I just mentioned. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Next up, Jabes, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers.
Strikeforce Energy is the best energy drink in the lands. Lasts longer than 5-hour energy. I sent it to a scientist. He said 5 hours and 58 minutes.
Did he?
Yeah. So.
What was this bruiser's name?
Which bruiser?
The scientist?
Oh, Dr. Ron.
Dr. Ron.
Funchinson.
Dr.
Ron Funchinson.
John.
Yeah.
Ron John Robert.
Whatever it is. I got this shit pumping through my veins like a 28-year-old at the club. At the club, James. I'm ready to spend some money. I'm looking for a daddy. Because I love to travel, but I don't have a job. You don't have to have a job either if you put some Strikeforce Energy inside your body. All you have to do is move that wet-ass pussy, according to Cardi B. It's nice to see Joe Biden on that Instagram the other day, by the way, with Cardi B.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did a full interview on our Instagram Live. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com today. Promo code REVOLUTION will get you 20% off there. Last but not least, Jabes, we got Keeps.com.
Oh, goodness.
/Revolution. Look, they're now on Drinkin Bros. They're now on here. Daddy's got a salad
right
here that I'm trying to keep going. Keeps will keep you, it'll keep the hair you got. Let's face it. It's not going to add any.
Alyssa Milano should maybe take it.
Yeah, Alyssa Milano should definitely get on the Keeps.
Her hair's
She's
falling
losing
out.
all of her hair
Yeah.
from COVID.
From COVID.
R.I.P. She's probably going to die any second.
She has it.
Man.
3 tests that are negative, but she definitely has it.
Yeah, she definitely has it. KEEPS.com /revolution. It's free. You get a free trial. 30 days. It's a little shampoo. You put it in your hair and you're good to go. Look, 2 out of 3 men are going bald in this life. I can promise you this. If you're not rich, you can't afford to go bald. That is something you definitely can't do. Nobody wants a poor bald man,
Right.
in his 20s or 40s. So go to keeps.com /revolution today. Free trial. After that, if you like it, $10 a month after that. Fucking amazing, dude. Keep yourself young, fucking Ruben Schneider. If you don't want that leathery poon anymore, you got to keep yourself looking young. We'll keep it in Giorgio's demographic for this next story.
We are a bunch of guys in this group right now.
Yeah. Giorgio, there was an 80-year-old cycling grandma who set a world record for cycling. This was her dream.
Good for her.
Look, I'm looking at her right now. She doesn't look 80, and she's got a huge smile on her face, decked out head to mid thigh, because that's what cyclists do.
Really doesn't look 80.
And spandex. She's got the American flag. She's happy as shit. Biggest smile in the world, and those dentures that Giorgio likes. Out or in when you guys are banging? We leave the dentures out or in, Giorgio?
Oh,
Out. Gummy is the best, right? You're not going to get any teeth. Problem is, she broke this record. She was 80 years old, and she's been accused of doping at 80 years old. This is in the Washington Post. This is definitely not in James' favorite news site, 8 Shit. Is it 8 Shit or 8 Shit?
8.
Okay.
Letter 8.
And then shit. Got
That's where
it.
I get all my news from.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The number. The number. Either way.
Dan, go to your room.
Yeah, go to your room. I'm Joe Biden's husband. Go to your fucking room,
Go to
Dan.
your fucking room.
So,
I've been saying that to people all day. You are no different.
at 80 years old, if you're doping to break records on
It's the only way to break records.
Yes, it is.
What do you think this is?
I don't know, man.
Everyone is on speed, legal speed, and steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you will lose in this world.
Yes.
Just saying, dude.
You gotta be a better human. And at 80, if
we've
you wanna
lost
break,
that fucking fight, you
if
guys.
you want to break some bicycle records, you gotta be doping.
Bicycle records?
Whatever, man. I fucking hate bicycles and cyclists and that whole goddamn world, and I'm not willing to entertain any of it. What I am willing to entertain, though, is your passion for breaking records in this life. And if you were juicing, Grandma, good for you. I say fucking double the dose.
Right.
Dream bigger. Go
Right.
try to get into the Olympics. See what happens. At least go to a time trial. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she's done now. but yeah.
Well, is she? We don't
mean-
know.
Okay.
She's been a regular on the medal podium at master cycling events for years and was thrilled at her latest achievements. But because the record was involved, she was subject to drug testing. Yes.
She aimed too high. Do you know what I mean? She could have just kept herself at that second bronze maybe position.
Nope. Now that she's
had
breaking
to
records,
greedy.
She had to get drug tested. So
Sure.
She failed the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency's urine test, which set off a year-long legal battle, obviously.
Sure.
So she's trying to fight that she wasn't on some form of doping.
Gosh.
And took it to trial at 80 years old. Man,
Does she have sponsorships, or is this just a hobby suing?
it looks like her sponsor's Betsy Ross here because she's head to toe in the American flag spandex. So I don't know who it is. I don't see any on there, but
Gosh.
you know,
Rich people shit, right?
at 80, yeah, I probably would have just Serena Williams it, hid in the panic room and just said, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought you were an intruder."
Right.
You know, or just be
I
like, "I'm
didn't
80.
get-
I pissed in my diaper."
I didn't get the email that
Yeah,
like,
I
I
didn't-
needed to pee anywhere.
Yeah, like if they gave you a urine sample cup, just take a shit in it and be like, "I'm sorry, I'm 80.
Oh, I'm so
I
sorry."
Forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing anymore. I accidentally shit in the urine cup. What are you doing at 80 years old if you're doping?
Look, again, like
How are you alive?
still, and look, we've said this too about Lance Armstrong. Like, yes, he was doping, but it's still pretty fucking impressive, right?
Yeah.
Like, it helped him, but you can't just dope and think that, like, everything's going to come to you from there. Like, you're going to automatically be awesome at shit. Like, you have to be awesome and then do it, right?
Right.
So, again, it's like she still had the skill and do you know what I mean? Like, it's still impressive
Sure.
to me. Like, even with
Sure.
the edge, name one other 80-year-old that could have done it. You know what I'm saying?
Jessica Tandy, top of my head. That's where I'm going. I'm going Tandy on that. But
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
look, we had a group of us called the Tandy Man that we used to just watch all of her stuff
Tandy
together.
Boys?
Yep. Cocoon. We were huge fans of Cocoon.
What did I call it yesterday? Boy sack.
Yeah, boy
Is it
sack.
your boy sack or
Yeah.
boy pouch?
Boy pouch.
Boy
That's what
pouch.
your
Yeah,
nut
yeah.
sack is in this world. At 80 years old, get off the bike. Just hop on a Peloton.
No, man. Get on the bike. Dope. Who fucking cares? Just don't sue people afterwards. Like, do you know what I mean? Do your fucking shit. Like, you won. In your group of Mahjong or whatever players, like, you're going to be amazing.
Yeah.
What else matters in this life, right? Except for making your friends jealous of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's true. And I understand that.
Take the win, Grandma.
I think
Why
if
are
she
you in
sat
fucking
down-
court right now?
You're right. Rethinking this out loud. I think if she sat down with her grandkids and just said, "Hey, Grandma was doping," it'd be
Dude,
pretty rad.
badass,
Yes.
dude.
Then they can go to school and be like, well, they can go to their Zoom school.
She'd be a hometown hero.
Yeah, and just be like, "Who's your grandma?"
Local legend.
You know the one who was doping on that bicycle?
And fucking won that shit?
That's my Gam's son.
Yeah, that's my nana.
Yeah. And she'll give you a cunt punch if you don't tell your mom to shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Gam's for you, dude.
I have my
80 years
my
old.
80-year-old plans now
Doping.
set.
I feel like we should have a California segment every day
Okay.
of something else that is fucked up in California.
Okay.
Case of the bubonic plague has now been reported in California in Lake Tahoe. Weird place for it.
Gosh.
Yeah.
What?
Bubonic plague. We're bringing that one back from the 16th century.
What's that one all about?
Don't know, but a guy's got it.
The guy's got it, huh?
In a case of more California, I think the segment should be called More California. And it's just we hire somebody to do a full jingle on it, and then the
Yeah.
state just starts shaking and then it just breaks into pieces, and then a fire tornado just kind of scorches up the rest of it. What the fuck is going on in California? The bubonic plague is
Are we
back.
sure, though?
Positive.
The symptoms are very close to COVID.
They went into his house, and they found that he was eating raw potatoes in the basement, and that's it. That's the bubonic plague.
Dude, be real.
I'm being real. There was a case reported in Lake Tahoe. This guy had the bubonic plague.
Caused by the bacteria Yersinia pestis.
You bet. Again, not a scientist. I'd love to get Dr. Phil on the show, but we can't. Yeah, strange, right? The bubonic plague is back, Jabes. You're welcome for it. Classic California. What's next? Leprosy. I'd love to see leprosy come back in California.
That would be a fun one.
Just having a conversation with somebody and mid-convo, their fingers just fall right off their body. And you're like, holy shit, you just dropped a couple digits on the ground. Huh, California. Am I right?
Am I right? But gosh, the weather's amazing, isn't it? Can't beat it. 70 and sunny every day. By the way, no, it's not.
No.
It's been 90 every day.
A little higher than that. So they're having power outages. Gavin Newsom just declared a state of emergency.
That one thing that they always hang their hat on is gone.
Is now gone. They're having power outages there. And then we got a message from a listener yesterday who was trying to move out of San Francisco. I have no reason to believe that this guy is lying to me.
Sure.
So he's trying to move. He has called every U-Haul in or around the San Francisco area, and they are claiming to be sold out of trucks. If somebody else can confirm this, would be great. But people are leaving California in droves. The city of San Francisco is now out of U-Haul moving trucks, which is awesome. So
it is awesome.
I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm excited. If somebody got the bubonic plague, let's bring back leprosy. We had the fire tornado the other day. The rolling blackouts are continuing, and they're asking for more help there. So what's next, Jabes? You know, I'm ready for it.
Gosh.
I'm ready for it.
But that weather
More
is
California.
So nice.
It is nice.
Right?
It is nice. It's
a
amazing.
dream.
And then last but not least here, from the state of North Carolina.
Okay.
North Kakalaki.
Sure.
As you love to have it called.
Yeah, hate
on
it.
air.
Hate it every time.
Hate it.
I make the mistake of telling you things that I hate.
Yep.
I should not. I should go the other way.
Yeah, you should.
I should be like, you know what I love?
Yeah.
Is when you
Do
call
this.
it North Kakalaki.
Yep.
And then I'd never hear it again.
Ever.
Because if I like it, you don't do it.
No. Well, I did reverse cowboy once. Really sore the next day, but I did it for you, and I did it for love. You know.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it is. It's when she puts on a strap on, and then I face the wall. So I'm on top.
Oh,
and I'm
I didn't know that's what it was when we were doing it.
That's reverse cowboy. Yes, correct. You knew exactly what it was.
No, I
James.
didn't know the name. You know what I mean? I just knew that I liked it. Okay. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what to call reverse
I'm usually
cowboy,
a more
but-
C-3PO kind of gal. You know that move?
And what's the C-3PO?
No, I'll tell you off air. Carry on.
What? Is that
tell
when
you
spin
later.
your head around?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It's the old C-3PO.
Yeah, tell me what it is right now.
I don't know. I just made up the name. You guys make up the position.
We talked about leathered poon, an 80-year-old doping grandma today. We could definitely talk about the old C-3PO.
Guys, what is it?
Maybe that's where you stick your dick in a machine and it just, it kind of reads everything.
Ooh, maybe you take the
R2D2,
hose.
yeah.
You take the hose off.
Ah, yeah. Maybe it's when you come apart.
You cut it in half and you fuck both halves.
Yeah, God.
Giorgio,
God,
you don't have a
Jesus
microphone,
Christ.
so
Thank
maybe it's you take the tube off of the shop vac.
Yeah. And
So
go.
it's just like the shop vac with that hole right there. Turn that on
Yeah. Let that suck you for a while.
and spin around. I don't know, something like that.
I'm down. But in the state of North Kakalaki, look, you and I were watching the Jordan doc, obviously the greatest thing I've seen this year. I'm
Absolutely.
willing to say that's the greatest thing this year.
Absolutely.
I would have said Tiger King if all the rest of the bullshit hadn't happened, but I couldn't take one more meme of this shit and him trying to get pardoned by Trump. I'm all done with Tiger King.
Yeah, no. That was actually dumb in comparison to the majesty that was The
Correct.
Last Dance.
And I would say The Last Dance was probably the greatest thing on television. With that being said, everybody who watched it knows that Michael Jordan's father got murdered in it. One of the guys just got parole yesterday, which is really fucking shocking. North Carolina has been pretty proud of Michael Jordan, obviously. Like,
Sure.
That's the best athlete, I think, in our lifetime. Great place to hang your hat on by saying, hey, Michael Jordan's from the state of North Carolina.
Right.
In what world are you letting out one of the guys who murdered his fucking dad? We lost 2 years of Michael Jordan winning championships, and he went to baseball because he lost his fucking shit because his dad got murdered. I totally understand it, and I don't blame him for it. But how are you letting this guy out of jail is what I don't get. According to some weird fucking loophole law in North Carolina, they're like, oh, he's fucking eligible for parole. And he did some vocational bullshit in there where he got, some education and taught prisoners how to do something else, and now he's getting out of prison. Fuck that. Hopefully Roy Cooper gets voted out. This guy's not scheduled to get out until, I guess, like 2 more years.
Yeah.
Hopefully dickhead Roy Cooper gets voted out of that state. They bring somebody else in and say, no, you know what? Fuck you. You can go ahead and stay in jail. You selfish son of a bitch, because you took 2 years away from us, the American public, of the greatest basketball player of all time, so you could go play minor league baseball.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Can't believe that happened. Can't believe it happened. Can't believe that we still have sponsors after today's show. I want to give a shout out to Jacob Nickel, who's he's put $5.82 in. Again, we don't know what the tipping thing is. We love it, and we'll take it, obviously. But he is asking, if Giorgio had to choose, gun to head, who would he bang, Judge Judy or RBG? It's a great question, Jacob. And that is the best,
exactly.
best
And
answer.
she looks good.
I mean, the best question we could possibly have on the show. No.
Out of respect. But if I could get Judy pregnant, I would fuck Judy and try to get her pregnant.
Okay, so Giorgio just said
So
he would, if he
Judy
could
is
fuck Judge Judy and try to
something.
get her pregnant.
I'm not going to explain to you how that's not possible,
IBF,
but
eggs, freeze it. He can jack off into things. Look, that man on Oprah had a kid, the pregnant man. So yeah, 2 kids. We're good to go. I think Judge Judy could get knocked up. Now, if you're going respect-wise, so I know that's a financial decision, right? Looks-wise, RBG versus Judge Judy.
Judy all the way, that little ponytail nub
Yeah.
that she has now.
No fuss haircut out of Judy.
So she's growing out the hair, so there's
looks
a little
wise, I'd
ponytail.
still go Judy. Now, if you're going for respect, money or looks is not in it. You probably go RBG on this one, right?
For sure. I mean, it's the American hero.
That old bitch has hung in there for 90 years. The hatred, we've talked about this numerous times on the show. The hatred
Pure
that she
rage
has,
is keeping her alive.
that's it. She's rage living at this point. Her hatred for Trump is keeping her alive, and I admire shit like that. There's people I hate in this world that I just want to outlive because I hate them. And I want to go to their funeral in front of their entire family, raise my hand, speak, and say, hi, you don't know me. I've hated this person for 30 to 40 years, and all I wanted to do was outlive them and then just have a nice fucking air jack on top of their grave. Like right before they put the dirt on the thing,
Sure.
on the coffin.
Yeah.
Just a nice triple roper. There was a show that I was watching the other night where they had this, it's called Semen X. Are you familiar with that? Yeah. Apparently it's the new Rope X, where it'll really fucking add some depth to your semen. Get all hopped up on that and then go to that guy's grave and then do it. That's what RBG is doing right now. And I respect it.
I'm sorry, depth to your semen?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's gonna make it thicker. It's gonna make it a little, volume. There it is. Volume, depth, whatever, man.
Not this.
Depth still works. Do you know how deep that is? I'm Joe Biden's husband, dude.
Depth?
I'm Joe Biden's husband today.
What depth coffee would you like? Yeah.
Hang on. There's another one. $3 from Craig Dulesky. Judge Judy or Betty White for Giorgio? He's going Betty White on that one. She's older.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I had to do it, I'd still
She's
go
into
Judy on
some
this
weird
one.
sex stuff,
She's in her
too.
90s. She's into weird sex stuff? Betty White is?
Yeah, so it would be a good time.
Reverse cowboy?
C-3PO for sure.
Yeah. She turns on that old shop
Yeah,
back.
brother.
You go out to the garage and Betty White it up.
Yeah.
That's a big one. That's
She
a
likes
big one.
the
I
chimney
understand it.
sweep, too. The old
Depth.
chimney sweep.
To the semen. Depth to it.
Gosh,
Yeah.
is what it is.
It is. If you're filling up a cup,
We'll leave it.
are you calling it volume or depth?
What?
If you're filling up a cup of semen, if you're jacking off into it, right?
Volume.
Volume or depth?
You don't measure in depth.
Why? What about a pool? How deep is the pool? You don't say what's the volume in that pool.
But that doesn't say the amount of water
I'm
that's
dropping
in it. That's
pools
made
of semen, dude.
Bro. That
Pools of
we're not
semen.
talking about. If we're talking about the amount of water that's in the pool, how
Mm-hmm.
would you describe that?
How deep is it? Let's say, how deep is that pool?
I think I'm just gonna fit inside of it. The depth is how deep it's going to go into the earth, right?
Right,
So
right.
like the measuring stick of
So
like.
when
that's
I'm
how
having
deep-
sex with someone, right? I'm
not
going
gonna
in
make
real
your
deep.
dick go
I'm going in
deeper.
real deep, and I want a lot of deep semen in there. A lot of depth in that. Jabes. We're learning today. I'm Joe Biden's husband, and I approve this whole entire show. I approve this entire message. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. I'm Joe Biden, everyone, and her husband. Good night. Good afternoon. Good luck.